Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Runner. How you doing? It's supposed to have 1080 quality right now, but I guess I have my camera set up with a lower quality. How you doing? Hope everything's going good for you. If I can make too much noise here. Let me switch cameras. Alright. Still 720, darn it. Okay, not sure what's going on. Hey, Kings and Queens stacking, how you doing? Glad to hear it, Roadrunner. Let's see. So this is supposed to be 1080, but I wonder because I just paid for it. It might not have processed yet. Get back to the better camera here. So I was shocked to see that Streamyards has a 1080 option. So I was trying to see if it works, but I obviously jumped the gun. Len, how you doing? So if you want to jump up, either one of you, anyone, you guys are welcome to come up. I was just trying to see if the 1080p was working. It's supposed to have an upgrade for all of my StreamYards, but it's not working for some reason. Come on up. So a little surprised that it didn't work. Guess I should have tested it first. Hey, Roadrunner.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm okay. Hey, at least I'm back home again. Geez, at one point they called my family up, and they said I had 24 to 40 hours to live. And my sister came up here and cleaned out my apartment and was pretty much waiting for me to die.
Jeez.
And yeah, I ended up pulling through fine. And I've been God, the nightmare of getting my collection back in order has been heinous.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
uh, they just came to get my stuff, and anything valuable because of course they thought I was going to die. So I'm all, well, I didn't mind, but I'm like, hey, why don't you wait till I'm dead next time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think moving on anything like that before somebody's actually passed is too soon. It just makes no sense.
Well, in a way, it did to me. But like I said, I just told him like, why don't you wait till I'm gone for next time. But she needed to get back home and um, take care of her house and her own business, and which I totally understand.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Lemon.
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
Doing
hey,
pretty good.
What's up, Roadrunner?
just putting some coins and flips.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. Trying to keep you a little busy, Mr. Insomniac over here still.
Right? This is always my late night.
Yeah,
But I've always been like a night owl.
me too.
How you been, Rich?
Doing pretty good.
Cool.
Little-
Right on.
Little exhausted from my grandkids being here so much. Loving it, but just not used to it. Have to get back in the swing of things.
They're over there more than usual.
Well, I didn't get to see him for 3 months, so
Oh wow.
yeah.
That's a time.
So then now my little one that's about to turn 2 is over 30 pounds. He's a moose. And,
Right on.
he always wants up, and it's like, I can hold him for a while, but man, the kid gets heavy fast.
Yeah, they grow like weeds, right?
Yep. Pretty funny though. Fun to be back in the swing of things. And I get them normally sometime after 6 in the morning, and they get picked up after 6 in the evening. So I get a nice long day with them.
Yeah, that's a shift, right? 12-hour shift right there.
Yep.
You wear them out. They wear you out.
Yeah, these kids, man. What's the old saying? Like, if you had half their energy, you'd be rich.
5%, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't even take half, man. And I swear, this generation, these kids are smart as a whip. They're like sponges, man.
Man, it skipped a generation for a while there.
Yeah, mine. I think mine.
No, not yours. Like right after you, dude. Right after you, man.
No, all jokes aside, I think you're right, dude. It's I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it. Not that they're not smart. They're the internet generation. They're smart. They're smart kids. They just
their parents made
gone.
Their parents made all this money off the internet, and so they got spoiled, or whatnot.
Yeah, I would say that there's some truth to that for sure.
Well, I lived in the Bay Area. That happened here.
I think they're like, what do you call them? They're the Xers, right? Xers.
Yeah, Generation X. Yeah.
And all these guys, they always wanted more sooner than late. Like they didn't want to earn nothing, It don't work that way.
Well, I think a big part of it was, for me in my generation, I craved knowledge. My teachers couldn't answer my questions, and I didn't have an outlet to find most of my answers. And certain generations, like that one, they had the answers. They just weren't asking the questions because everything was already there and they knew it. And it wasn't like they were seeking it. It was already there, and whatever they were interested in, they searched. But for us older people, man, I had so many questions about science and stuff, and there were so many questions I would have loved to have the answers to. I got them in my late 20s, but it would have been nice as a kid.
I used to get bored in school with the work.
I did too.
And I kind of had weird. I had a real similar go at it. More so when as junior high school, but always I don't know why. I'm not really can't explain it. Just was. And these poor teachers.
Now, my
they're really teaching curriculum
class,
that they can. What's that?
It's saying my class, a class of '88, they bumped the credits up, so we had to earn another 20 credits on top of the 200. So basically, you had to do 220 credits instead of 200 to graduate. And
I remember a couple times. I think mine was. I think we needed 210, something like that.
Yeah, I think different districts they're raising the standard, but they didn't jump it all with everybody all at once. But they did with my school. Yeah, it was crazy. But I ended up graduating high school almost a year early anyway, so I was like, I want to get the hell out of it.
Right
Hey,
on.
Lincoln, how you doing, Lincoln?
Good morning.
Johnny Ray, didn't see you come on. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, it's a shame. I really, I liked school, but I couldn't like school. It was like the time I grew up where I lived, everything had changed. Like my brother was 8 years older than me, my older brother. When he went to high school, it was still pretty safe and normal, whatever normal is. By the time I got there, it was everything had just ran its course, and it was bad, like really bad.
So we moved from LA.
Well, I lived South Compton, North Long Beach. It was pretty bad. We were the high school I went to was the first high school that we had we had real police officers that came in the morning, stayed all day. Regular security wasn't enough.
I know.
Yeah, it was bad. It was and I feel like to this day, it's not as bad as it was in the early 90s. That's when I was there. You couldn't concentrate on school. You just, you wanted to make it home alive. So it really was bigger than, one person. Kind of crazy, but that's just the growing pains of cities at certain ages. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful, seated.
Yeah, and I'm quite a bit older than you, so the credit thing, I don't remember I didn't graduate. I just made it to 10th grade, but
yeah, I took my GED.
I had to start working, so
yeah, I dropped out at 16 when I got a job, got my own house.
Yeah, me too.
Ended up back home. Didn't take too long the first time. Then gave it a shot. Tried to do it again, and ended up screwing it up that time, the second time. But it was, I did take my GD and did real well, and never made it to my SAT. Studied for it, taught a SAT class, but I never took it. Always wondered too, because my brother got a perfect SAT. He used to rub it in.
Nobody gets a perfect SAT. You kidding me, right?
No, there's like I think it was like back then it was like 6-8 people a year would get them. So it's possible. My brother was pretty damn smart. He just a butthead. Hey, good morning, Majestic. What's happening, brother? George Kimball, how are you, sir?
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Well, what year's the large? Down to the left. It's like one of my favorite coins. Gotta love old copper.
1803.
1803, 1809.
03.
I have a few of them.
That's great too, man. I mean, there's a lot of detail in her still.
Yeah, big scratch, but that's why I was getting coins for my typeset. So I was always after nice detail.
Wonderful. That's like
It's nice to save a coin.
those are great. I'd take them in any grade.
Yeah, and I'd rather see more ear and hair and a little bit more face detail than Liberty and even the date. One of my more favorite coins is that era.
Yeah. I think
I'd like to say
was, God, was it in 03? Might have been. Anyhow, I just remember how excited I was. And I had it, and was able to hold on to it for quite a while before it went. But yeah, I've had quite a few of them.
Did you auction that off?
Yeah.
Didn't you auction it off, Travis? Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
I've brought in quite a few large since some good years, and then not, but I think maybe 2 months ago, roughly, the oldest I ever brought was a 17. I think it was at 1798.
Nice.
Or 9. Yeah, Alden Davis got it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's the oldest one I've ever had. I had a chance to get a Fugio, the chain set, when I worked at the shop, and finally had saved enough to get it. I think at the time it was like $500. It was like a low grade one.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
And so that was like everything I had. And when I went to tell him, I told him, I go, hey, I'll take the Fugio now. And he changed his mind and told me, he goes, I think I'm going to send it off the grade. You know, I was like, I was like, come on. This is like, it broke my heart, man. But they're out there. They're out there to be had.
Yeah, I do like the older ones. I just can't afford going that direction.
Yeah, man. It's a smorgasbord for sure.
Yeah, and if
my coin shop, he just has everything laying around. I swear to God, man, this guy's got everything. I mean, I'm all, hey, I'm gonna go look through this pile, and it's like, geez.
He sounds a lot like the man where I worked. And we have come to find out that's where the coin's at. That's where all of it is.
Yeah.
These dealers have it. If it's not purposely hoarded and kept, and I get it now. There's a lot of stuff they're partial to, and they don't have to sell it really. So it's like they're not going to like be forthcoming. You know, they sell what they want to sell. It's that easy. And if they're successful, like those guys are even worse. So you really got to make relationships to get the good stuff to come out of the safes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And on top of that, like you're saying, I always thought it funny because of the stuff that he forgot he had and how good that stuff was. It was like, oh my God, you drool. And then the random pile, the stuff on the floor in the corner that's got 10 years of dust on it, guaranteed to be something in there that should be in a museum. It was just like that every day, dude.
Well, he's got bookshelves full of stamps and other stuff too, and currency. He does stamps and currency also, man. So he's like,
most dealers all did stamp and coin. They kind of went hand in hand. It's just the market for stamps the ass fell out of it some years back.
Yeah, for a while there. He's doing great with it now. I mean, geez.
Oh, it's making a
it's been
revival. That's, you know what, I see it. I see it when my main guy, when I'm there, they do stamps pretty big, and it seems like every time I'm there, somebody comes through for stamp. So I think it is coming back, making a revival.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I don't know anything about stamps myself.
I used to do it when I was a kid, but then, like you said, it fell out, and so I got into coins, and then I became a teenager, and that kind of that story.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's a nice, affordable way to go because you can get into it for cheap and get some pretty nice collections.
Hey, Rich, George Kimball was asking the 5 cent, the small 5 cent, what it was.
Okay.
He's asking if it's Mexican.
1829 US. That one?
Cat bust. Beautiful. Man, that's good looking too. I love cat bust.
Yeah,
and
they're
especially
cool.
the dime. Half dime, wonderful. That seed is gorgeous too. The 37.
Yeah, he's got a 36 or 37, Rich. You got that thing's awesome.
Yeah, that's the last year of No Stars.
I think it's more customary to refer to it as a half dime, but yeah, it is a 5 cent piece. And the 2 center, that's good looking too, man. The 64. Man, that is dynamite looking reversed. God, look at the detail in that. That is freaking awesome. I don't see him like that very often.
Most of the coins I was picking for my typesets because I was trying to do a typeset for all my grandkids, but then I ended up with too many grandkids. But, in the beginning, I was doing 4 albums, and I've got most of them complete. So, and I was always picking better details. Didn't matter if there was a little damage on one side; I just reverse it.
Yeah.
So, but fun ones to do. Those typesets are so much fun.
Yeah, well, maybe one day. I haven't gotten that far. I take it back. I did do a modern, and had it like probably 75% or 75% completed, and then kept like stripping coin out of it in a pinch, when I needed stuff rocks, and then eventually I just thought I'll put it up.
Well, you probably could have filled a few albums with all the coins you've sold. You just don't keep
Oh yeah, definitely.
them, so that makes it really tough. And once you get into that habit, it's hard to not just sell when you get better coins.
That's what I do. So it's gotten easier. It was somewhat of a kind of hard to do early on. The especially the things that I'm partial to are my favorites. So the acquiring and then seeing it go. But I look at it differently now, and it is true. I'm lucky because I get to have coin for a little short time that I never normally would be able to afford myself. Through the selling. So that's cool. I get to have specimens in hand. I get to get familiar with it, and so it's like it pays dividend. Get familiar with coin, get the eye for it, stuff like that, on stuff that I normally wouldn't be able to get for myself. So that's kind of a cool thing.
I look at it like this, after collecting again, I'm like, I always end up finding something better or something, that just makes me happy, and I figured out that it was more of the hunt and getting it and actually having it. And then I'm over it,
Yeah, it's kind of short. That is true. It's kind of the romance wears off quick, and it's off to the next one.
Yep.
But it's still, for me, it's still always the same good feeling when I come across a 03 large sin, or like when I acquire something that I think is really dynamite. Yeah, so that's kind of cool to know. Like that's always possible. I can always recreate that at will. So that's cool. But yeah, it does kind of like, once you got it, the hunt is a big percentage for me also, the fun. And I would say equally to the hunt, the research for me, I really enjoy.
That's
stuff
I like
back and
that
the
too.
processing coin. I
Big
love
part.
it, dude. I enjoy it thoroughly.
And look how nice these are.
Yeah, I was there when he was flipping them that night when you were asking him. You ended up getting them. Those are good looking.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I love that Alberts too.
Me too.
I've had a bunch of those before, and a lot of different years, and they're good looking. Silver.
Hell, what I'm playing with right now.
Kittle. Yeah, it was like, what'd you have? Like 400 that you flipped in a day or something, like some huge amount. That's work too.
Yeah,
Michael showed up just in time. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, it was good looking.
Really nice.
Yeah. Nice luster.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of foreign stuff, and
500. Yeah, 500.
Don't normally get into it unless it's better grades. So, just like you were killing me with your auction. It's like, oh, books are one of my downfalls. I can hardly pass up a book. I had to just shut your channel off because I knew I was gonna
right
trouble.
Dude, I get myself into trouble sometimes. You gotta stay like diversified. Like sometimes I'll put it all in the eggs in one basket. And you can't really do that. But yeah, I love. I'm a book guy, so it was easy for me. But like, yeah, not being able to get them all is like, ugh. I love anything out of print too.
Michael had a little over 500 of them.
Nice. Yeah, well, yeah. That's work. I know, man. That's work.
Yeah, that's a lot of staples. Well, it's 2,000 staples.
A lot of silver.
Yep. I forget what the content on those was.
I think they're 80. I forget.
Is it 80%? It's been a while.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a few years back, and I had gotten a pretty big pile that came through the door, and I got first shot at it.
If you want to come up, Michael, you're more than welcome to come up.
835, right on.
Yeah, I'm pulling apart some proof sets, cherry picking them, a couple of coins.
Man, I love breaking open sets.
Me too.
There's something special. It just, not a big deal. Like a more modern. I don't care. It's like it's satisfying feeling. It was like breaking that sucker open. Some of them are pain in the butt too.
The best ones are when you get, like I had the sealed mint sets of 5 and 10 to a box, still sealed from the
cases. Yeah.
Oh, I just have so much fun with those.
I got what was it? I had a bunch of them, and Lincoln, matter of fact, I don't know if he's still in here. Lincoln got them, and they still had like the shipping label, whoever they went to, and I think it was 5 per. 5 per in boxes, and in those boxes, I forget how many went in case into a shipping box. But yeah,
I've seen those box sets with 2, 3, 5, 10, and 20, and then I've seen the bigger like 100, but
right on.
I never owned a 100 one. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Pretty.
Yeah, a lot of repetition, I know, guys, but
Hmm.
looking at the coin, these things are just
Yeah, I could stare at them all day.
gorgeous. And I collected a bunch of these because I liked them. And,
Are they all 64?
I think 63 and 64. I'm not positive.
Right
I
on.
haven't really gone through them a whole bunch.
Because it was, I know it was a I don't know if long's the right word, but it was a longer run. I remember having some of the earlier years, but like I said, it's been a while.
Yeah, I run into Swiss francs all the time.
What's that?
I run into those Swiss francs all the time. My coin dealer, he buys everything pretty much, you know. So
Yeah,
people are always
that's
bringing.
how it works, man. Everything came through the door.
He like fills a bucket like every other week, like one of those 5-gallon buckets every week, you know.
Right
And,
on.
He's got a contract with the city, one of the cities too. He buys their coinage, you know, their stuff that they can't you know, put in the bank. Yeah. So the city goes to him with all their foreign stuff that ends up in their meters or whatever, and you know, he buys it at a premium, you know, not a premium price, but I mean, you know, for
probably a fair,
fair premium.
Hey, that's a good deal, man. That's pretty cool right there.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, they're doing all the work for them, you know, just sourcing it and then just bringing it to them. That's cool.
They can't do anything with it, so you know, hey, you know, at least get some money, you know, and he buys it from them for, you know.
Well, the city, you know, like of course they could do what anybody could do with it, but it's not. Yeah, they're not going to hire somebody, create a department. You know what I'm saying? Like work for your local government as a numismatist. That'd be nice. City bit like you yell at Benny's.
Sorry, Rami, I'm not sure who you are. You weren't in chat. I don't normally allow people up. I don't know who they are. Anybody know Rami? Oh, shoot, I don't remember the whole name. Chat with us for a while if you want to come up.
God, I can't believe how long I was in the hospital. It
what happened?
It was all. I got hit with a trifecta. I just somehow developed like some like diabetes, edema, and congestive heart failure all at once, just wham.
But I'm just coming out of all that, dude. Yeah, that's tough, bro. You doing better now?
I was out of my place for a year, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it almost killed me. I ended up with a diabetic wound on the bottom of my foot, and they had to amputate.
Yeah, I got that too.
Not long ago, I had one of my toes and a bunch of bone in my foot taken out. The infection, it's you gotta be real careful with your feet, man. So
yeah, I'm still healing my feet. Take care of them. You know, I've been taking care of them. They're okay. It's just you know, my immune system's coming back now, and you know, I don't know. You know, I just got to change my
type 2 or type 1
habit. I'm a type 2.
Yeah, I'm type 2, but I never took care of myself when I initially found out, because I was still, you know, I weighed 100 pounds plus more. I was still working, Like I didn't feel it. That's what it does. It's like tedious, dude. Like it's just tearing you apart little by little. And it was by the time I knew, and it really had took a toll, like that I could see. It was like I should have been taking care of myself. So, matter of fact, I had probably been diabetic for a few years prior to even finding out. And yep. So now I know how to do it right, take care of myself, the medicine, you know. It's all diet, dude. Literally, you can't.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. I'm finally got over sugar.
Yeah, I still struggle with it. Like I'm not as disciplined as I would like to be.
Yeah, it's one of the most addictive things, and it's in more of our foods. It's even in milk.
Yeah, it's in everything.
Yeah, and
And it's not even the sugar. The specialist, my endocrinologist, he even told me like sugar is not my enemy, just regular sugar. It's the carbohydrates. So being diabetic, dude, the carbs are worse. And it's like carbs are in everything, but like everything good. I love bread. Bread is all carbohydrate. You know, like it's like everything that you liked is probably bad for you being diabetic. It sucks.
Yeah.
Because your body converts them to glucose and stores carbs, you know. And it's like you really got to keep counting your carbs and be careful. You want to stay on a like high protein diet, low carb, low sugar, but the carbs are worse than the sugar. Both bad, of course. Hey, Uber girl. How are you, mama?
Yeah, I just have to monitor my sugar and make sure it stays at a certain level. Then I'll be all right. You know. Other than you know, if I don't, then that's when it makes me sick.
Yeah.
Hey, Amy.
I've had it long enough now. Like
Right.
I used to test all the time, and I don't anymore. I literally can tell when my sugar is high or low by how I feel. So, and knowing what I had ate, you know, yeah. So it's been long enough now that I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I have it really thick on both sides of the family, and some that absolutely were destroyed by it. And I've always been borderline, but
see, that's the thing about it, though. You either are or you're not. Like it's if you ever get one test your sugar and it's higher than normal, you're diabetic. Period. There's never a chance that a normal person will have high sugar because it's not possible. You either are or you aren't. Because people who aren't diabetic, their body can process sugar. It's like easy. It's not a big deal. Like your liver and everything, the way it works. So it's like my mom. I just remember my mom always going, "Let me test your sugar. Let me test." I'm like, "You're not poking me with that thing." And she's like always randomly testing my sugar through the years, and never. It was always good. And then you know, but it runs in my mom's side. I think my father's side, and yeah, I always ate and drank too much. You know, like probably brought it on. But stress, I remember. I've one of the most stressful years taking care of my mom when she was sick, and then just was overwhelmed, and that's when I became diabetic. So it's like stress is the enemy. It'll suppress your immune system, and that's when all those things are there waiting to sneak in, and they do. So less stress is more bueno.
And that's a tough one.
Yeah, especially nowadays. It really is. Even though it doesn't insulate you from it, you know. Definitely tough one. How you doing, girlie? Driving back to Houston? Right on. I hope you're well. You're feeling better.
Just when I was getting in a groove, man.
Yeah, it's almost always. Like my travels never fails, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I got another one around here somewhere. I could take a break.
Amy, if you want
I
to
just
come
pulled
up,
go out, so I'm happy.
you're welcome to come up.
I woke up, man. I woke up today. And, you know, that's a good thing.
When you're saying you had some nice sleep, that's kind of coincidence. Weird because I got some really good sleep last night myself. I woke up and did like.
I did. I had a bad week earlier on. And then last night, I've been cycling like that for the last couple months. Like I'll get like 2-3 days under my belt that I feel pretty good, you know, and then I'll get a couple of days of just horrible, and it's kind of been going that way for a while. But but I'm feeling, when I do feel good, I feel a lot better, like noticeably better. So that's a good sign. It takes a long time, you know. Like I had a lot of ailments and I was really sick, like bad, and a lot of things back to back to back. So it's like I can't believe how much time the time goes by so quick. So I just, you know what, it's as long as there's steady, I don't care if it's little or slow, as long as it's steady progress to the good, you know what I mean? Then it's still, it's still working, whatever it be. How, you know, thank God. But yeah, but just hang in there, man. You know, hang in there, fight the good fight. Just do your best. That's all you can do. And do you, you know. I think everybody kind of gets rough.
You know, recovering. You know, it was I was determined to get home. Just, you know, 'cause it was like I was going crazy, and I was in a coma for a little while right when the lockdown happened. I didn't realize it happened. I knew that the virus. I knew the virus was out there, and I called my sister up, and I told her, "Well, this is something like an enemy you can't see, hear, or smell. So you better like stock up and stuff." And then I ended up having that episode, and I woke up, come to find out, you know, the whole country's on lockdown, and you know, and the virus hit, you know, started hitting the United States. I'm like, oh, I knew it.
Yeah, the last place you want to be is in a hospital.
Well, they put me in one of the skilled facilities, and fortunately, somebody ended up getting one of the physical therapists, and it was like right then I ended up getting discharged, so I could go home, you know.
Good.
And come to find out, my sister and her daughter tore my place apart, getting all my stuff out, you know. So I had to start over practically, and I'm still putting my collection back together and you know, and organize it again. Taking forever.
Yeah, I went through that with me and my wife split and my kids, so it kind of got bad there at the end for a while, and they took it out on the coin stuff. So I went through some form of that, and it's a pain in the butt, man, redoing anything, you know.
What's up, guys?
I know, for a while I hadn't heard from you. I remember you were like you were driving around one night, and I sent you like $10 for like a pack of cigarettes. It was like,
yeah,
I was like,
man. You, dude. Honestly, I'm not joking. I really think YouTube saved my life. I don't give it nearly enough credit. I try to give it a lot of credit. I really, it's I didn't have a lot going on. Still don't. And YouTube, all that free time. If I would have had all that free time to myself with just me and my thoughts, I don't know where I'd be right now. You know, you get in a slump, and it's like this thing is always here. There's always great people on here, and so I was like, I don't know. It seems you always, you know, you get what you need when you need it, whether you recognize it or not. I don't know. You look good, girl.
Hey, Amy.
Thank you. Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to have my headphones in because
We're
my
redhead
car
now.
stereo doesn't want to connect to Streamyards. I've been for a while. It's really not far off my natural hair color, so.
Okay. So what are you heading to for? What you got to do in Houston?
I have my cancer doctor appointment today.
Like
To go see her. Yeah. Well, this is the first time I've seen her. I'll see her since I've had surgery, so I'm sure she's gonna give me the low down versus what my surgeon said.
Yeah.
So find out what they want to do treatment wise. I know they want to do chemo. They're gonna want to do chemo, and I'm going to be moving up to Minnesota here shortly, so I'm going to have to transfer everything up there.
Whoa.
So I got that going on today. My oldest son should be here today. My new cell phone should be here today. Yay! Yeah, all kinds of shit going on. Stuff. Sorry.
No worries.
So.
Hang in there,
But
girl.
for the most part, I feel good. My stomach hurts a lot, and like yesterday, I ate one chicken strip yesterday, and it was from Whataburger, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And then I got sick. So
Damn it.
that's how that's been going. Like, sushi is the only thing that I've really been able to eat that hasn't bothered me too much.
Oh, I'm shocked.
So
That's awesome.
And you,
I found out that they huh?
I said, and you like sushi?
Say that one more time.
I said, you like sushi, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Sushi's awesome. So at least there's something I can eat. But yeah, I don't know, Travis, if you know, they found out it originated in my pancreas. So it's actually pancreatic cancer. We're talking about diabetes. The crazy thing is they took
I remember
half
hearing
my
that.
pancreas. But they don't expect
Ouch.
me to become diabetic because it's not something that's, really in my family.
I think I remember my mom had,
You gotta be kidding me.
she had hers
Pancreas is
out.
a pretty cool little doodad we got.
Yeah. The way
Yeah, I heard pancreas cancer or pancreas problems quite a.
how the pancreas and the liver, for the sugar, how they work or not work.
I started learning when I found out I had diabetes. So
Yeah. My mom was diabetic for 20 plus years.
yeah, my mom too. I already kind of knew about it, but I mean, I didn't realize.
So I went through all of it, and she was type 2 for like a little over a decade, and you get immune to the medicine. She ended up becoming type insulin dependent, and then she was insulin dependent for like another 10 before she passed. And then but the whole thing, watch the medicine destroy her kidneys, taking her all the specialists, the whole nine, and finally her kidneys had given out, and she ended up on dialysis. And so it was pretty like already like, I knew more than like the basics, but you think that would be enough, and it wasn't. So I joked, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have took better care of myself. But when
I didn't think I could make it past 30, so I'm kind of on gravy right now.
Same thing, man. I'm already way past what I had earlier expected or thought. So every day above ground is a good one. But now that I'm older, then respect the time a lot more, and health and all this. After going through all this stuff, it changes the way I look at things. It's like hindsight, in retrospect, like I wish I would have took better care of myself.
I got no regrets really, but like I said, I didn't make any serious expectations. So, I like what I like the fact that I'm living, of course, but I think it was going through that pain. I mean, the serious pain, especially in my feet when that happened. My God, the neuropathy. I've never felt anything like that. I've been blown up, burned, and I mean, stabbed, everything, and it's unpredictable.
All the way up to almost to my knees now, and it's every day. There's nothing I can do. They've offered me all the nerve medicine and stuff, but I would never be good with. I don't take pills, and I tried them for a little bit, and they really didn't work. And the rot and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm not too happy. I'm not too happy with it either.
Stop, at least get it to where it stops. And some days is better than others, but there's days where I do everything right. My sugar's cool, and I get pains in them for no real apparent reason. It just kind of has a mind of its own. Those days suck, man. So I feel for you, bro.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah. I was already prepped for it though. I started breaking stuff on this big old body early on, man. That 2 broken backs, knee surgeries, but I was young and it didn't slow me down. I was bulletproof.
Yeah.
But 25 years of that, and I went through my rations, dude. I should have not tried so hard so often. It's the only thing I can think of. But
I've had 4 knee surgeries. Yeah. Lots of it too. So.
Yeah, they told me when I was young, dude, I needed knee replacements, but I was too young. I wasn't a candidate. That pissed me off. It's like, so you wasted my insurance company money with all these MRI, all this stuff, just to tell me, they're messed up, and you need surgery, but nope, we won't do it. That's what it came down to, because you only get like so many years out of knee
10 years out of
10 years.
I think 10 years. Yeah. I heard they're one of the new things they're working on. It's also for your back, but it's also for your all the padding in your knees and whatnot in between the bones.
Even since then, it's been the technology. It's pretty. It advances quickly. So like the stuff they were talking about then, I was 25. I'm 44. It's miles from there. But it's still pretty hairy. Like I've seen the procedure. It's pretty hairy, man. What's going on?
Space foam now.
What's that?
They're using something called space foam. It was originally used to capture comet debris from a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
And they were starting to research that application for spinal injuries or rebuilding your spine.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Your bone structure, or at least having the padding and all that.
Yeah.
So I haven't found anything else about it.
And like my father ended up pretty bad back, needed surgery. He volunteered when he went because he was going to have the fusion like I ended up with, and which is really ancient surgery, but was the staple, is what we had for the last 40 years, and it works, but pretty hairy. And then so he volunteered, man, for some, like, it's called disc cure. They went through the stomach so that they don't have to cut the muscle and stuff in the back, because that's the old way.
Yeah, I heard you talk about it. I was watching your video. I was watching your video before this went up.
I had no choice. I was always optimistic, but I really didn't have a choice. I had a family. I hurt myself early on, and I couldn't do anything else. I only knew what I knew how to do, So it was like,
that's
and I caught a lot.
that's your option. You know, you got to deal with it.
Yeah, the bills keep coming. You know, my kids were young, married. I had responsibilities, so I really, you know, I didn't know. I racked my brain, like, you know, maybe I could do this or learn how to do that, but the whole time I was doing that, I was back to work, and then pretty soon it just, you know, you forget, and just it was just blinders on, you know, full steam ahead. And I was like nervous some days, a lot of days, but then I just got stronger. I really did. I packed on as much muscle as I could, and it really, I think that's what did it. I was healthy, as healthier than I ever was, even with 2 back surgeries and full of nuts and bolts. All the doctors telling me I was going to end up in a wheelchair, you know, at 30, and no, I worked my ass off. So I think that because of that, like it kept me from getting hurt.
Yeah, but it could also destroy you too.
Yeah, now I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the little tedious thing, the arthritis, and I drop stuff a lot. My hands are pretty bad, nerve damage. I'm in pain all the time, but I'm just used to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, the human body is amazing, man. You get used to anything. You'd be surprised what you're capable of. Most people have no clue how much they're capable of, because they're capable of so much. But endurance is one of them too. It's like we can endure more than we think we can.
Yeah, my grandkids are always giving me a hard time because of all the noises my body makes, especially my hands.
Oh man, I know what you're saying, Rich. It's like I always used to tell my kids, like Rice Krispies. It's like snap, crack, and pop.
Yeah, all that soft tissue's gone, so everything's noisy.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, my dad.
Get up every day. I'd have to stand in the door jamb and like straighten myself up by pushing against the door jamb. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, once it got moving, the blood flowing, you know, cool, I'm good. As long as I'm straight up and down, I'm fine. It's just the slight bend. Doing dishes destroys me physically. Yeah, I'm destroyed. It puts me in the worst pain after about 20 minutes. The dishes, but straight up and down, I can carry refrigerators all day. You know, as long as I'm vertical. That's like
20 minutes dishes. Jeez, what do you stack them up?
Well, it's just because that I'm tall. I'm really tall, so
yeah.
I have to be just a few degrees out of straight up and down doing dishes to put my hands. It's just the way it is. I worked for other guys that were my height, they're taller, and remodeled a few kitchens through my time that we raised the countertops like 4 to 6 inches because of it. Guys that had back surgery that were really tall, and they couldn't cook and do dishes, dude, without it putting them in pain. So that's how we fixed it.
I did that a lot. Just put in a drawer bank all the way across, raise the countertop.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it's a way of doing it.
Yeah, people probably been in kitchens that were like that and didn't even know, because they're standard heights. You know, most things are just standardized.
Yeah,
and you might not have noticed it. But
I did a lot of custom work and had a ton of basketball players and those kind of guys come in and gals, and there was just no possible way they could use standard size stuff. So
everything, cars, clothes.
Yeah, and I met a few of the 49ers back in the 70s and 80s, and oh my gosh, I mean, my hands aren't very big. I'd shake the hands of some of these guys, and it's like their hands would just wrap almost to my elbow. It's just ridiculous. Like, no wonder these guys can hold on to the ball the way they do. It's like, my gosh, their hands are gigantic. So
Funny you said that. I met Marcus Allen at a card show. I collected cards when I was a kid, sports cards. And he wasn't anything like look at size-wise, like height and build, pretty normal, but his hands. Now I know why Marcus Allen never fumbled, man. His hand, and I got pretty good hands. Shaking his hand just like engulfed mine. You know what I'm saying? Like he lost it. And that is like it was really something to see. I mean, like crazy. I was like, man, this is a big old man hand. Football carrying hands right there, boy.
Damn.
He was one of the best.
It's funny. I had a lot of fun doing the custom stuff like that. That was some of my favorite work.
Oh yeah. Not a bunch of athletes, but did the one that I treasure is that I got to work in for Mr. Cubby.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in his home, and you got to spend 3 days there doing some custom work. And the first day he was there, and I had literally brought in 2 baseball cards, Ernie Banks baseball cards, to ask him to sign, right? But in good fashion, like I wasn't going to ask him first day. You get the work done first, and then I had planned on asking him the last day. And also because I was so nervous that I couldn't bring myself to talk. I'm not joking, man. And the guy that was my helper that day, it was a little Mexican kid, Eric. And Ernie Banks turns around to him, and boom, he spoke fluent Spanish. And I was like, damn, okay. Like I thought that was kind of cool. And then he just went like the nicest man. And talk size, he was humongous. He played shortstop. Like TV, you can't really judge properly.
Nope.
I would have bet my life that he was not over a certain height there. And like I have a big foot. I wear size 16. And I remember I had to walk through his workout room gym to get to where the work was. And I remember seeing like he must have been the shoes he worked out in. They were next to a treadmill. And I just walked up and set my foot next to the shoe, just curious, And it was like, I remember it being the same length, if not a little bit longer. And I was like, this guy wears like a 17. And I was like, and he was really tall. And he was old by then. He was like I think he was 80. But he was sharp and still did shows and like was always on the move. And anyhow, yeah, I was like, wow, that people don't get it. That's that big a man, and he was that agile and that quick to play shortstop professionally is amazing to me.
Oh yeah, they're twice the athlete.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I got to meet Jerry Rice at I was doing service call. I was doing a service call at this strip club, and he was in there. And he was gonna have lunch, but they couldn't do anything until he finished. He said, it was an emergency thing. So I had a chance to kick it with him for a minute, but I had work to do. I had a service call. So, but he's a pretty cool guy. I've met other Niners before. One kind of stands out a little bit is Bill Romanowski. He is a bitch. Sorry to say that, but
dude, he was a big deal.
He came to this club I used to go to in Sunnyvale, and it's the only time he ever showed up to. He started whining about the chicks not paying attention to him, and these were the local chicks that go into the club all the time. They didn't give a crap about him, and he was like whining about it. It's like, geez, get out of here, dude. He was an excellent football player. Don't get me wrong, man. He's probably the best safety out there.
One of the hardest hitting linebackers ever in history. But
he was a safety for the Broncos for the longest time.
Oh yeah, he won Super Bowl champ.
Yeah,
whole time.
Yeah, he was a great football player, but boy, his attitude sucked.
He hurt a lot of dudes. Like that dude hit, man.
He was just into himself too much, somebody like that, that doesn't really shouldn't really deserve, that kind of,
Well, he ended up kind of like telltale, like he admitted about the steroid use and how it was just, how it's like preached without, like in hush hush, like these kids start out in high school. You know, like it's
Oh, yeah.
like it's like a part of all professional athletes take steroids. It's just a fact. There's talented God-given guys that didn't, but like nowadays it's different. You know, like it's like these kids to compete, they're just the pressure they put on these kids is too much. And then so like he was pretty insecure. And even after retiring from football and all the acclimates he had and all the things he accomplished, you know, taking steroids to be stronger is one thing. You still have to have the be capable and the talent. You know, me or you could go out and take steroids, get all buffed up. Doesn't mean I can hit a curveball, a 100-mile-an-hour curveball. You either can,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Like some things you can't just. The steroids don't do it.
You know,
It just makes guys who are already pros. It's better. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of people lose their coordination when they get too jacked up on that stuff.
Yeah, muscle less. They call it muscle bound.
Not Romanowski, man. That boy could play ball. I got to give it to him, you know. But like I said, he's
one of my favorites ever.
Person.
Well,
Yeah, he had the attitude on the field too, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like all the stuff he's known for was so anti to what he was. He was really. He never thought he was. He didn't see himself like we did. And he thought he was always not doing as well as he really was, and he was insecure, you know, like, and that leads into the leaning on the drug or the steroid, you know, kind of encourages it. So I that made perfect sense what you're saying about the girls, like him being upset because he wasn't getting attention. That pretty much fits the MO.
Yeah.
And some of those people.
That's when Santana was leaving. He's all pissed off about that, and he's ended up getting traded to the Broncos. So
yeah, well, that was probably the best thing that ever happened to him, though. He had a pretty good career with the Broncos.
Oh yeah, totally. You know, like I said, you know, I can't deny his talent and his, you know, what he did for the Broncos. You know, it's probably the best thing he ever did. You know, because you know he didn't get a chance to win his with the Niners.
That team and Terrell Davis. I mean, like that was, man. They had arguably one of the best, you know, top 10 ever teams, put together teams when they were winning those Super Bowls back to back. Right? They need to take 2 back to back. John Elway got 2 before he went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He retired after that.
At all. I had a buddy that's he was the kind of guy that make you hate the Broncos. That's how much he loved them. so like, you know, the good years when they had the good run and all that. It's like, God, you just ruin it, just rub it in.
Well, you know, of course, I'm from LA, so I'm a Rams fan, and you know, I had to endure so much from these Niner fans up here. It was driving me crazy. And then when Kurt Warner came out, dude, I was ecstatic. You know, it was like Cinderella story. A rookie took him to the Super Bowl, and I just you know,
a 40-year-old
like,
rookie too. The guy was
exactly.
3 weeks earlier, he was bagging groceries.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Trent Green was, he's all mad about his little pinky finger got broken, and they're like, all right, we'll get somebody else. Bye-bye, you know?
Yeah.
Next, wow.
Yeah,
I was
football. That was awesome.
Talk about redemption.
Yeah, it's like arena football is like passing league. Like everything's motion, and guys are already full speed when they time it when they say it when they break the ball. So like in a second, a guy that can run 100 yards in 10 seconds, he's covering 10 yards a second. You know what I'm saying? That's how fast he's
on. Yeah.
So everything was really quick paced, and that's what that mixed in with the guys, those 3 receivers they had, and they broke the scoring record the first year they were all together. They broke it, like over 500 points. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it
they're racking up like
all the other teams like 2-3 years before they realized how to defend against it. Because once they did, they were able to stop it, but it took that long. It took 3 years, man.
Oh yeah,
and it was fun. Oh, it was awesome to watch. Those were exciting games.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
sucker, he had an arm too. He was a good quarterback. He was a really good quarterback.
Yeah, he was. He was. The dude deserved everything he got, and I was so happy that I was like, I had to go buy all brand new Ram stuff. Even though they're in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember they changed the uniform. Oh, then who was the running back? The all-purpose guy they had that was so good.
That was Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, and then they had Marshall Faulk on top of that, dude. That team was pretty stacked, pretty well.
Yeah,
It's just because it's like always the same story. It's rare, but it happens
they
when
just
it's
needed to
keep guys
keep up.
together. They win the Super Bowl, and the first thing is they lose a key guy or more than one because of contracts and money. Salary cap. You can't keep them all. It's a shame.
It is because it ruins the rest of the team sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Free agency just is. God, I was talking with this with somebody. I can't remember who recently. And baseball, like we'll never see good baseball again, and haven't for a long time. They'll never. These guys don't play hard. You can't all of the rules and the added stuff, but it's the money. It's too much money. I don't blame them.
You were talking about it earlier today.
Yeah, right. You were there. It's true, man. It's these guys aren't they only play for the contract, the next contract coming up. So they play for themselves. There's no team playing. There's guys back in the day. It was a lot different, and the ball was played hard. They left it all out on the field. Pete Rose is the example I used. We'll never see another Pete Rose, man.
Oh yeah.
Charlie Hustle. You can't run the catcher over. What? That's ridiculous. These guys, you're not going to see. You don't see them sliding face.
Yeah, he's a legend.
First base. They're not stretching out, turning singles into doubles. They just don't play hard. They're too scared to get hurt because the money's so humongous.
Yeah.
Giving a kid, an 18-year-old, $16 out of high school is like, are you really doing them a favor? Because it's ruined a lot of kids in the NBA. I mean, literally, they don't know what to do with the money. It's like it's not. Now they got rules. It's good. The NBA kind of got responsible. Like every single person that they draft now that's young, it's mandatory. They take classes, investment. They give them money managers, like people that work for them to take care of the money. You know what I'm saying? So like protection.
To do that back in the day when the Yankees were like Babe Ruth and stuff. They used to have like programs like that, and it just kind of got lost in in the 70s and 80s.
Babe Ruth made what was it, like $75,000, and back then it was like his salary by himself. It was more than all the salary for other teams. The whole team. Entire salary for the ball club, and he one guy. That's what he made. That's crazy. The equivalent would have to be when A-Rod got the $250 million the first time. There's guys now $200 million is like commonplace, but at that time it was a big deal. It was huge.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get going here. My grandkids will be showing up here shortly.
Right on, man.
Nice chatting.
All right,
Wear you out.
You guys are always welcomed up.
Right on.
Until the next time. Signing off.
Yeah, it's good talking with you, Roadrunners.
Brave.
Everybody in chat, be well. We'll see you on the
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
You got it, Rich. Thanks, man.
And don't follow me.
Anytime.
Don't follow me home.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.